welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with several courses of craft brew on the side. I'm Jade, and I'm here with Nate.
Hello.
And today we are having an intimate dinner with chapter 52 of Soul of Fire.
Ooh, will there be breadsticks?
There might be. There's a lot of courses. There's quite a few courses.
Courses are good. I like courses.
Yeah, and we know that they go crazy with those things. It's like an hour per course. So your dinner is actually like half the day.
We didn't even do that fancy of one. It was just 3 courses, and we were full to the point that it hurt.
Yeah. I don't know that I could do like a 12-course meal. I know that they're tinier, right?
Yeah.
They bring you out like a mouche-bouche or whatever they call it.
A what?
A mouche-bouche.
A moose-bouche?
A mouche-bouche. just like a taste.
Yeah,
That's what
just
we got.
A little tiny
You
bit.
remember when we were at that wine bar up in Traverse City and they were like, it's your anniversary. Let's give you a $25 little bite from the chef.
A cracker with some schmutz on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an amuse-bouche.
Honestly, it was the best tasting cracker I've ever had in my life, but it's a $25 cracker. Come on, buddy.
Yeah. And that's today's moment of truth. So, last chapter, Bert and his cohorts started to form a plan to stall Richard and co. as they entered Anderith and set up camp. So, pieces are moving on the board.
They realize bad shit's happening. The one thing we wanted to not happen is happening right now.
Yeah, they were like, if the mother confessor comes, we're fucked. Oh, shit. But this chapter is opening up at that intimate dinner that was set up in the last chapter at the estate of the minister and all of his people. There's about 60 nobles here at this dinner. That's intimate.
That's intimate, yeah.
Yes.
Richard is asking, this is intimate? This is what he meant by that?
Yeah. He thought that they were going to have like a nice quiet dinner. This is not the same thing. This is like an estate dinner.
I mean, I know intimate doesn't necessarily mean romantic, right? So you can have an intimate dinner with a friend that's not geared towards that. It's just like, it was just us.
Yeah.
It's small.
Yeah. It's close. It's getting connected, right?
But I hear intimate dinner and I'm like, no, it's Richard, Kahlan, it's fucking Chanboor, right? And they have a candle lit and they're listening to some classical and they're having a bottle of wine together. And it's not, again, not romantic necessarily or sexual, but that's what I picture. It's like 60 people in a fucking gym.
Yeah.
Is not intimate.
Yeah. No, Richard was probably thinking like in a conference room with maybe the wives and the important like head guys, but that's it. But that's not what he's getting.
No.
Richard does have a thought about needing to talk to Kahlan about how that bath with Dew was innocent. But
weird time for that to come up.
Yeah. We have a lot of internal thoughts from Richard here that are out of place. But there's never alone time anymore. There's soldiers around all the time. Ever since they've been married, they haven't had any seconds to breathe, right? It's been rough.
Well, there's a war on.
Yeah.
I'm glad that, at least in this case, the leader of the country or the empire is like, I don't have time to do personal stuff because I'm doing my job for the country.
Except that he totally abandoned, like, they're not in the capital. There's nobody in the capital that's leading anything that's going on. They left to go get married and then went on a side quest.
Well, they did that in previous books. They don't have to do that right now.
I know. I'm just saying. That is always a wild thing to me.
It's been handled.
That, like, the leader of the free world, everyone's like, well, where is he? We don't fucking know. They left a little while ago and they haven't been back.
Wild. I guess I didn't really think of it that way. Yeah, Richard wins. He saves us from the evil, dark, and raw. Where'd he go? Nobody in Dahara, like the common folks in Dahara, don't know about a fucking war going on right now.
He asked for the surrender of all these lands. And so if they're sending back their word, right, and they're like missives from their country, they're sending it back to Anderith, and he's not there. Like, if someone shows up to go, I want to chat with the Lord Rawl. Well, sorry, he's not here. Well, do you know when he'll be back? No fucking idea.
No.
They went through a hole in the floor, and we haven't seen him since.
Straight no.
Richard?
They went through a hole in the floor. Yeah, I guess they kind of did. That took me an extra second to catch, but yeah. How do you explain this to the common man? Well, they went through a portal in the castle and don't know where they went. Don't know when they'll be back.
They said they would be a couple days. It's not been a couple days.
Guarantee you there's somebody in Dahara right now who just keeps looking at the throne room like, well, I mean, I guess it's got to be someone, right?
That's what's so wild to me. They were having like daily people daily came in, and Kahlan or Richard, while they were in Anderith, were super busy because they were having to hear the will of the people every fucking day. Somebody had to be down there in Petitioner's Hall, right?
Right.
But they're not there now.
Nobody's there.
So when people show up, they're just like, sorry, can't hear you today.
And they killed everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like a government shutdown, essentially.
Weird. So Richard, he's not thinking of Aidendrill right now. He's not thinking of all of those mundane things that are happening over there.
I mean, no, he does have shit going on.
Right now, he's thinking about their night together in the spirit house and Kahlan's naked body.
I get it.
And he's a little bit distracted and horny, even though they're all sitting in front of everybody at this table.
Also a weird thing to think about. Like, I get he's bored and like, hey, your mind wanders. Yeah. I fully understand. I really do sympathize with him in this because it's the classic moment of you are not paying attention. And then somebody's like, yo, hey.
I will say, if we had gotten married, only been able to doink once, and then we had to go off on this big thing, and there's people around all the time, and we're like, dang, we can't. I'm sorry. We're figuring it out. Y'all are going to stand over there, and we're going into the woods here real quick. I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell you what we're doing, or maybe I will. We're getting it done if like, we've had a long time of not being able to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to not do it because you guys are hanging out here. I'm taking a walk with my wife.
Yeah. You got to leave the room eventually, guys.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't care what you hear.
That's what I'm saying.
This is happening.
Yeah. If we aren't pitching tents, so there's no tent for privacy, I'm going to go over there behind that rock. And we'll be back in a couple minutes. Because otherwise you get distracted during state dinners.
Right.
You don't want to be getting distracted. You got to get your brain right.
I mean, yeah, you've got to be dialed in for shit like this. You can't not be paying attention or falling asleep. Come on.
Right. At this point, Kahlan has to actually call his name to get him back. And
what? I was just thinking about boobies. My duties.
That was pretty good. Bert just asked where he's from. So instead of just coming out with Westland, which would be like the normal people answer, he's like, wherever there's a good fight.
Weird.
Which is such a weird state, especially because he's talking about his brother. Like, it's weird. It's
you're coming into this country saying you're the peace guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not, though.
And then he's just like, I just kick the shit out of whoever. And then in a minute, he says some more things that Kahlan, she's approving of. We know the reasons why.
Him.
But like, he says all the opposite shit
that you would expect him to say.
Yeah. And I feel like
saying.
As reader, you're supposed to be like, I get it. But also, it's fucking weird. If I was the other guy, I know they're evil, but if I was the other guy asking these questions, I'd be like, he is not answering my questions.
My direct questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be a little upset at this guy.
Yeah.
I don't trust you at all, fucker.
Yeah. He's trying to put on an air of like intimidation and mystery or whatever, but it definitely just comes across like you can't answer the question correctly. You're dodging something, you weirdo. But yeah, he brings up the good fight, and then he casually drops that he had his brother beheaded. Like, he doesn't mention that it's his brother. He just says, yeah, the guy who taught me how to fight, I had him beheaded.
So you grew up wherever there was a good fight, and then you had your trainer beheaded. So violence. You are pure violence.
You're a Sith.
Right. You're the bad guy. At least, I mean, so here's where you can sympathize with these people a little bit, because you got the order coming in and saying, look, we're going to take over. It's going to be done, but we can give you better terms.
Yeah.
And then you have Richard coming in saying, join or die. I kill people and am violent.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, you would pick the order.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it would be very hard to bend your intentions in a way that you, that are nefarious when you're coming in like this. But Kahlan, to be fair, Kahlan did bring him that advice. Like, she was like, Anderith respects power, so you need to, like, put your dick out.
On the table.
Yeah.
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 Lay it out.
Chanboor tries to smooth things over. He's like, hey, you want meat? Why you no eat meat?
And just makes the whole situation worse.
Mm-hmm. Because Richard is like, war wizards don't eat meat. It's a balance for the murder.
For all the killing I do.
You get it.
You understand. I'm extremely violent and take life.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he does sound like a badass.
It is. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just weird how, like, earlier things in this book is Richard saying, no, every life is precious. You know, you can't do an abortion. How awful. And then he's like, but, you know, you grow that kid up to like 18 years. And if he's on the wrong side, I'll kill him.
Yeah.
And that's fine. As long as you're fodder for the army, it's fine if you die. What? No.
But to be fair, he just wants these people to think that, right?
He's trying to be intimidating.
Yeah, he owns the table at this point, because everyone does shut the fuck up when he says that. They're like, oh, shit.
I think he's serious, babe.
Yeah. What's really funny, though, is the other guy came in with a fucking cape of scalps.
Cape of scalps.
So.
And he's fine.
Yeah.
A little weird, but he's fine.
So Richard continues to put his dick on the table, and he brings up his demand for Anderith's surrender. Kahlan almost humorously co-signs it, because, like, he says, you know, I asked for the surrender, I need my fucking answer. And Kahlan's like, yeah, you know, I back him, right? You heard that I think it's pretty cool, and that's what you should be doing, right? I'm important.
I'm literally in charge. Whether you agree with what he's doing or not, you are under my jurisdiction. So I'm saying to do this thing, which is political pressure. Yeah. And even though we're all on Richard's side, it's still like, that's not good, though, what she's doing. That's very bad, in fact.
Well, to be fair, she did it the whole time. Like, that's part of, not why she married him, but part of why they thought it, like, this all makes sense. Because I am marrying you, so obviously the people will believe in you.
The point was Dahara was no longer evil. So Dahara joined with the Midlands. Yeah. And so they got married. And in our opinion, Kahlan is actually the Empress. Yeah. And Richard is more like the second, but that's not the book. The book is about Richard, right? Yeah. Well, Richard and Kahlan, but he's the hero. He's the guy. Yeah. So.
But she's always been a diplomatic leader. He was a woods guide.
So, like, yeah, I understand people's being weird about this. So it's already a weird dynamic, but I don't know. I feel like if they're coming in saying, hey, and we'll get to it in a second, but like they're trying to do the democratic thing and they're trying to be fair, but also they're saying all the wrong shit.
I just thought it was really fun. Like, part of me just thought it was funny too, because it was like Kahlan is used to being the person who comes in and is the person in charge, right?
Right.
She's the one that people look to. But Richard comes in and he's the face now and is the one demanding the surrender. And she's like behind him going, I'm here too. I'm still here.
And also, yes.
Yes.
Good job, Richard.
Yes.
Threaten them. That'll work.
But, it did for some of the other places, so.
That's true. But we already discussed this too. Anderith is already supposed to have joined.
Right.
They're already supposed to have given their answer. And like people died for not giving answers last book. So honestly, I don't know why Richard's not just coming in here. Not that I approve of it, but like just fucking let some heads roll, man. Okay. Hack. I'm in charge now. Yeah, that's what you did to the other guys.
Yeah, we're going to get to that a little bit more too. Yeah. Yes, this is why at this point he straight asks for the answer. He's like, I need you to, yes or no. Tell me now, bitch. And Chanboor starts to dance around it. Richard attempts to go around them to the sovereign then. He's like, okay, well, you're not really in charge here anyway, so let me go talk to the guy
in charge. Let me speak to your manager.
Yeah. He's advised that the sovereign is too sick. But this is where I'm like, this is a little bit weird too, because I feel like if Kahlan, at this point, she should demand to still see the sovereign, to at least pay respect and make sure that that's true, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
He's not actually dead in a closet somewhere.
Right.
He's actually still there and in charge.
And he's too sick to give advice. So cool. I don't need to take advice, but I still want to put eyes on the person who's supposedly in charge of your country. How about that?
Yeah.
But no, they just let that go.
I need some proof of life here.
Right. But no, they're just like, oh, okay. Then you guys have to decide for him. Or without him, I guess. And lays out the stakes. He's like, the Imperial Order is invading. We need unity in our country now. I don't have time to fuck around with your questioning opinions.
Yeah, this is all some red tape he was not expecting.
Yeah, well,
and he's kind of in a hurry because the order's coming.
Well, he was demanding that he didn't get this red tape. He was like, I'm not dealing with demands. Like, fuck your demands. Tell me yes or no.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And Bert claims, hey, I'm on board. So is Dalt and his wife. Like, we're all cool here.
He's very strongly advised us that we should join with you.
Yeah. We are all on your side, Richard.
Look, we get it, but...
Yes. We can't make this decision by ourselves. We're just elected officials.
That's like the mayor from Halloween Town.
Yeah.
I can't make decisions. I'm just an elected official. Oh, I fucking love that guy. So does Bert's head turn around and he frowns?
Yeah, he's sad sometimes.
Fuck yeah.
When his wife disappears.
That kind of makes me happy.
Well, they need the support of the people of Anderith, is what he says. Not only their sovereignty, but their culture is being surrendered at this point. You can't just expect us to fucking give it up. And he's like, well, actually, that's what surrender is.
That's what that is.
First.
Yeah.
But then he denies that they're trying to take their culture. And then immediately follows up that denial by saying certain aspects of your culture won't be allowed, actually, since everyone's going to be equal.
Right.
Which is funny, because he's like, your culture isn't in danger, but actually your culture is kind of fucked up, so it is a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of part of joining a larger union.
Yeah.
It's not that your culture gets lost. The way you're governed is changed, but your culture can continue. I mean, it's going to be a mixing pot, so there's that. But still, it's the Midlands. Like, the people of Anderith have a culture all their own. They're not living in Gallia. They're not over there in Kelton.
Yeah.
So they get to preserve that.
And I mean, it's sort of like the Midlands before. Like, you got to preserve who you were, but you couldn't do things like kill people or whatever.
I guess, yeah, that's my point. You're already part of the Midlands. You're as mixed as you're ever going to be, my guy.
But the Hakens don't have equal rights.
Right, and they don't want people putting an eye on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bert is reminded again, if they don't join at this point, you're going to be fucking conquered and punished financially afterwards for quite a while. It's going to fuck your place for a long time.
It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
It's up to you, but it's going to be bad.
Yeah. And the order is just going to murder and enslave you. So,
yeah.
It's kind of an easy choice, my guy.
It's up to you.
So, although Richard is being fairly demanding, it seems like a fairly easy choice to make. And the easy choice for us to make at this point right now would be to take a little break and go get a beer, because I think we need one.
Beer!
Woo!
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay, we'll be back right after this. Hey, Nate, what are we drinking?
Today, we are going to indulge in the mouth-watering combination of cocoa and caramel with Big Lake Brewing's Fudgy Oatmeal Stout.
Ooh.
Not only is it a decadent treat, but it also offers a full-bodied sweet flavor that will satisfy your cravings, bring your taste buds on an unforgettable journey with each sip.
Full body.
Full body.
Adventure
Yes.
is what you were going to say.
It's a little bit thick.
Yeah.
If you can handle the cake, you might like this beer.
Wow. This man over here is a little drunk, guys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
How do you feel about this?
Oh, I like this a lot. I think it's very sweet. I don't think it's too sweet. It's also a stout, which is kind of my favorite type of beer. I don't know why. I like the thickness. I like it thick.
With two
What can I
Cs.
say? Too skinny is too skinny.
Except I have traditionally been mostly skinny for most of our marriage.
You are skinny, but I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about beer. I like a thick beer.
Yeah.
And this does it for me. It's very sweet. It's not overly so. And I feel like that gives it points. I would give this beer 7 all day long, I feel like. Well deserved.
Well, good. I think I would give it probably a 7 as well. It's getting colder, so those thick-bodied stouts are exactly what we need to keep us nice and warm, right?
That's right. It's cold up here in Michigan.
It is. So I'm going to keep drinking this, and I'm going to give it about 8 as well. And yeah, it's going to be great. And we're going to keep drinking it, and we'll be back in just a moment. And we're back! And we're on to such a happy topic of conversation at this point, let me tell you.
Well, I got my beer, so I'm all set.
Kahlan, at this point, mentions the butcher of Ebonicia, and that not only did she and her troop kill all the ones responsible, but she has declared no mercy on the Order or any of its allies. So, fuck those people, basically, is what she's saying.
They killed everybody, and we killed all of them. I love how she looks him in the eye and goes, no, we killed him to a man.
Yeah.
I killed every last one. Jack Sparrow dropping the coins but then he pockets the last one, but Kahlan didn't. They killed every single one of them motherfuckers.
She didn't even mention the cool part that she was naked and painted white the whole time.
Details. You know, you had to be there.
I was a fucking ghost to these people.
A ghost in the night, motherfucker. That's intense shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Song title, hello.
Yeah. Bert's like, that's all good and fine. That's a good story. But the Order has some tasty sounding little offers to us. So, we have to listen. We have to listen to both sides.
Gotta hear them out.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
Kahlan doesn't think so. That disgusts her. She's like, no, they're bad people. You should not be fucking talking to the bad people.
And that's where I'm like, but they're listening to you. You don't get to come in and dictate your right and good when they don't fucking know. You can't be like, hey, I'm the good guy, just so you know. Okay, fine. I don't fucking trust you. I don't know you. I'm going to hear everybody out. And that's fine. But then logic would dictate they make the right decision, right?
But that's where it, if you hear everybody out and somebody isn't telling the truth and it's being manipulated, is it a good, the bad guys aren't going to be truthful.
Right. Yeah,
so,
I mean, that's true.
You don't want to say, yes, you should listen to both sides in every case necessarily, because sometimes the other side doesn't deserve to be heard.
Also true. But how do you gatekeep that?
If you commit certain things, I think that then you shouldn't be listened to. I
agree.
That's where we're at in the book, right? These people rape, they pillage, they murder, so they don't deserve to be heard out from their side.
I guess the question is merely, how do you determine to not hear somebody's opinion before you hear their opinion?
From the other people. You mean the people of Anderith.
Do you take it from hearsay, or do you hear the news and you hear things like you can't, you know what I mean? I don't know how you make that determination without first hearing what their opinion is.
I think knowing history and research, I guess, is the number one thing. If you just hear it, if you're just hearing rumors from here and there, you don't have a way to know.
Right.
But
that makes it very difficult.
Yeah. In this case, we, the reader, know they have done these atrocities, right? And so if it's not known, then you can't make an informed decision. Then you are just going, oh, which one is better? I don't know. I'm hearing this and that. But if you know the truth of the things that have happened, then you can make an informed decision if you should listen. So
in this case, the answer is Kahlan was there at Ebonicia.
Yeah.
She knows what the Order did. Mm-hmm. She's got firsthand proof of it. And now she is telling, because of her firsthand knowledge, that the Order is evil and they did this horrible thing that they don't deserve to be listened to.
Right.
But unless you have that for sure proof, you can't really do that thing effectively. But Kahlan's got it locked down right now because she was there. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Fortunately, she doesn't have like a cell phone video or,
yeah.
photographic evidence that it happened. It's just her word, which can be skewed. Like, then you have somebody else's word that they were there and Richard did some other crazy shit, which we've seen him murder a bunch of people.
We have seen him do the
bunch
thing.
of different times.
Yeah. So we just need to get some wizards on journey books that draw whatever the user sees. So then they could be like, yo, this happened, or like, check out this chicken that's not a chicken. And then they just look at the thing and then it imprints on the page as a drawing. Oh, that'd be fucking cool.
Or like, in Harry Potter, how they have the pensieve.
Yeah, they can look into it.
That would be the best tool for something like this. Because then
look
you can
into my brain.
Yeah, take my memory, pop it there. There you go.
Richard sneaking into the pensieve room in the middle of the night so he can remember the night him and Kahlan were together. Like, oh, it's so hot.
Just watching porn of himself, fucking his wife.
I was just watching porn. Sure you were. You were fucking reading wizards books again, Richard. Whatever.
Bert makes a comment about having to look at all the options because two forces are threatening their extinction. And neither one of them asked. They weren't invited here to demand surrender.
That's true.
So you have to let us have time to see our options. And I'm like, oh, is it true? That's a weird thing. You don't get invited to have somebody surrender to you. Nobody who's surrendering is ever going to be like, come, have me surrender to you.
No, but that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that we didn't ask for any of this shit. I'm not saying that you get to demand time if somebody's asking you to surrender, which, yeah, he is doing. But what I'm saying is his comment about saying, hey, I didn't ask for this is true. His brain needs time to process what to do. Sitting down at dinner and being like, hey, so your surrender, I need your answer right now, is a lot. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad, but Richard is a fucking woods guide. He would need time to think.
Well, I don't disagree, but also you've had multiple weeks because you were told about this before the order even fucking got here.
You know what? You're right. I forgot about the previous book. I was even talking about it earlier. They already should have done this thing. So you're the last one to put their name on the line. I do need an answer now. I take it back.
And when you're trying to have a country united, you don't ask people or tell them, okay, I'm sorry that we have to do this. I understand it's a lot. You didn't ask for this. But if you're the leader of a free world and you're trying to protect the entire free world, and part of that is having people be surrender and be part of it or not, you don't give time to talk. It's a yes or no, or we're done.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I mean, behind all of this, the order is coming, whether you say yes or no, they're coming. So that is your deadline.
If you showed up here to ask them, you're showing up to say it's yes or I'm here and it's done. Like, that should have been the intention coming. Like, I know that there was other things going in. He doesn't have his full army here. But, like, if you've demanded the surrender of a country and then you show up as the leader of your empire, you don't come in going, okay, are we still chatting about this? No, you come in and say, my army's in your backyard.
We're here.
So either we're using you as a station or you're going to get stomped on right now. And I'm sorry, that sucks, but it's war. Right? Richard's thoughts do move to his troops at this point, just like what I'm talking about. The fact that there are guards at the estate who would provide very little challenge and his troop in the backyard could easily take this place.
The thought's there. We could just take over.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact we haven't done that yet is actually a favor, if you think about it.
Yeah. And actually, he should keep that in mind. And he really just, I'm not going to spoil anything, but man, you should keep that in the front of your mind, Richard. Bert says, the only way for this to be settled is for a vote. They need the people of Anderith to vote on what they want to do.
Which does sound fair.
It sounds great. Immediately, Kahlan is against it. Flat, no.
Come on, Kahlan.
Yeah, absolutely the fuck not. Chanboor defends the idea as the true expression of freedom, because if you're not afraid to have your side questioned, or if you're not afraid that your side is not the wrong side, then you shouldn't be afraid to have it questioned. You shouldn't be afraid to talk about it.
No, and that's fair. I think the idea here is that, well, we're about to make this decision as a nation, so everybody gets to have a say. It's not wrong. The concept is true.
Right.
If you really want to take a tally and figure out how everybody feels or what the majority is, that's how you do it. And so, I mean, you should always come to a vote in earnest.
Yeah.
Like, if it's me, great. I want it to be me. But if it's not, I mean, that's the way it is.
Yeah. And Richard does consider it at this point, and Kahlan gets upset about it. And I will say it is just weird to me that Richard considers it. And I'll get into that a little bit more, but it's weird to me that he doesn't immediately just like, no, I told you how this was going to go. I don't know why we're discussing this.
Again, you had the instructions from before.
Right.
Yeah.
Richard decides that him and Kahlan need to have a little private combo, so he pulls her away. She, again, is flat no. Like, from the start, they're chatting, and he's like, well, maybe. And she's like, no, Richard, fucking stop it. And she, like, bops him on the head. No, we're not doing that. He insists on reason. He sees the logic of letting people choose freedom. I thought it was a little funny that we need to just trust Richard's gut. But when it comes to other people, we need reason and evidence. When Richard says, please just trust me because I know that this is right, everyone needs to just shut the fuck up and go along with it. But when Kahlan says, I'm sorry, my gut says this is wrong, Richard goes, I might need you to provide supporting facts and evidence.
But why, though? Yeah.
She can't explain her unease. It's just a gut fucking feeling. It's a trap. She knows these people. They're arrogant. They're devious. They're not going to take this as a fair fight. It's not really a fight, but as a fair debate. It's not going to be a fair one-on-one presenting of the issues. They're going to fucking try and manipulate the situation.
Yeah, and again, we know that Kahlan knows this firsthand because of her experience in being the mother confessor of the Midlands.
Yes.
And that's another point where I was pretty against Kahlan on this chapter. I was very Kahlan negative for this chapter because of the things that she's saying. But I did forget about Ebonicia.
Yeah.
I did kind of forget that she's got experience in all of this. She was raised learning about all these countries, all these languages, all these customs and traditions. So she does know Anderith. You know what I mean? She knows who's in charge and what they're capable of. And I wasn't giving her the credit she deserved for that. She knows it's a bad idea. Even though the political pressure on who you're trying to get to vote is bad, her reasons behind it and her discussions with Richard are good.
Well, plus, the TV show shows this as like a little bit more of a superpower that she has. But Kahlan is a mother confessor, so she does have like an innate sense of knowing when somebody's kind of telling her the truth or not. It's not foolproof, right? But I feel like when you're talking to somebody who is a little bit, we all know, like the used car salesman type vibe that some people have that's just a little bit, you don't know why, they're not saying anything wrong, but it feels disingenuous and slimy while they're talking to you. Kahlan probably feels that at a intensified level, probably, because she recognizes liars to a certain extent.
It's part of her being.
Yeah.
Fair.
So that could be a gut instinct that she can't really describe to other people. She's just like, I just don't, it's not, right?
But no, but you.
Yeah. Richard, the idealist that he is, argues that imposing freedom is hypocrisy. Freedom shouldn't be something that is imposed on unwilling people. Which is great, but also the other multiple lands that you force to surrender probably feel like that's a weird statement that you're coming up with now.
And exactly what you've just done.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Why does Anderith get a vote when we didn't?
I mean, look, it is what it is. America has been accused multiple times of policing the world.
Yeah.
And imposing governments where we want them to go, and countries where we want them to be, and how we want them to run. And granted, I do believe in democracy. So I understand where Richard's coming from. Like, yeah, it's not that we're touting a bad thing, but we still can't be forced on the people.
Right. And democracy is good, but it's really hard when you watch a whole group of people be manipulated in one way or the other.
Right.
And no matter what you say, they just believe what they've been told. And so democracy sounds great, but when people are being told and believe a lie over and over and over and over, and you can't, it's never...
It's about breaking them out of that cycle.
Right. And if you...
Yeah. Yeah.
Kahlan fears that. She fears cheating, coercion, manipulation. She doesn't think it's going to be a fair vote. Richard suggests they have a compromise. They'll oversee the vote to ensure that it's fair. Soldiers are going to be at every location, making sure that nobody's fucking with people while they're voting. They're going to have super easy, voting things like X's and O's, so people who can't write can still vote.
Don't have to read to do it.
Right. Kahlan, reluctantly at this point, is okay. It sounds reasonable, but it feels wrong. I don't think it's going to be good.
I think maybe Kahlan is just a little worried that they're handing a victory to the enemy.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you put it up for question, you might lose.
Yeah.
That's just a fact of it. And I think that's just making her uncomfortable, which fair, but that's what you're here to do. You're here to determine the will of the people.
Yeah. It's, especially when you know, like, they're coming in hot here, right? Murder
They are.
and
he's
surrender.
violent. And so it stands to reason that if you don't do what this guy is suggesting, he's just going to kill you.
Right. And it just, you know that the order's presentation of their facts is not going to be, if you don't come with us, we're going to rape and murder and pillage your country. It's going to be, we're going to pay you some money. It's going to be fine. It's going to be great. And how do you argue against that when you're going, they actually murder you, and we might if you don't let us take you. It's a hard sell, is what I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, it might be a hard sell to some of the listeners, but it's not to me in this moment right now.
What? I'm very curious to what you're about to say, but I might have an idea.
Taking a little break and going to grab another beer.
That sounds fine to me.
All right, we'll be back. And we're back. Richard lays out the logistics of how this vote is going to go. They're going to have 4 weeks to campaign, explain the cause. During that time, they're also going to be able to find a solution to the chimes under the guise of, like, traveling around and telling their side of the story, right?
I mean, yeah, give them time to do everything.
Right. But I was like, fucking 4 weeks?
It did seem like a lot.
You're in the middle of a war, and magic is rapidly deteriorating, and we're taking 4 weeks for a fucking vote in this one land when you have multiple other lands that are like, wow.
Who you would not be given extra time.
Right.
The leaders decide, or they are the enemy.
Right. This is a month. That's wild.
Richard's not sticking to his guns here.
No.
When he originally said, make your choice, which, okay, it does sound, he's giving them some mercy, some extra time, but you told everybody else that they weren't going to get it. And it's like, well, no, that's not, it doesn't feel like that's the way Richard really would operate. He'd be like, no, here's the deal. Join with us or die. There are two armies racing to Anderith right now, and we got here first, motherfucker. So let me tell you how this is going to go. Even though that's bad and wrong, that's what he should do.
Also, didn't we give time to that guy from Jara, and then he used that time to end up trying to kill the mother confessor?
Yep.
So maybe
no.
Maybe we don't spend 4 weeks in this fucking land. Like,
I already learned my lesson from this.
1 week? 2 weeks? 4 fucking weeks. Wild. Kahlan finally agrees, though. She's reluctant. She trusts his judgment as the Lord Rawl, overall.
But does she really?
And why? Like, it's not even as Seeker. She's like, this is your judgment as Lord Rawl. He doesn't know how to be a diplomatic leader. What are you doing?
Well, he does tell her, but you're my advisor. I don't know how to do this shit without you. But you just blatantly ignored all of her advice, too. So,
yeah.
Pick a lane, Richard.
Well, she couldn't give anything other than her gut, and he's the only one that's allowed to trust his gut. Okay, so they decide to discuss some fallback options. If the vote fails, what are they going to do? Military conquest. We're still there. We're still going to take this place no matter what. So the vote doesn't even fucking matter.
Not really. I mean, it does, but not really.
So why are we even fucking doing it then? Right? If you're like, if we lose the vote, we're going in.
We're
then
just going to take over and try and get it to go our way.
Just do it now.
Yeah.
Richard does point out that the Anderith army is weak now. They depend on that Domini Dirge, and they're already behind it. The vote will give them cover to secretly research the chimes. So this is all, he's like, it's all win-win, baby. We have no downside here. We're behind it. Their army's weak. If we lose, it'll be fine.
We'll just force our way.
Yeah. And at this point, they return to the table, and Richard lays out the conditions to everybody else. Daharan soldiers are going to supervise the entire process.
I feel like you should also get some Anderith soldiers there, right? I mean, I don't want to say like soldiers from the order, but I feel like if one type of soldier is going to be present, the other also should, if only to preserve the dual-sided nature of a vote.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vote for whoever you want, but I'm watching and I have a sword. Like, there's a reason you can't bring guns into where people vote. You know what I'm saying?
It feels like if Chanboor really believed that he wanted this to be that he would suggest that, right?
Yeah.
Because he would be like, well, we don't want you to force your side of it. But he's smiling during this whole thing. He's not against anything that Richard puts up here.
Doesn't seem to be worried about it.
Right. And granted, Richard at this point at least, thinks that Chanboor is still a impartial person. So maybe that's fine, because he's just like, I don't care, whatever's best for the people. But yes, everyone's going to vote at once. There's going to be no repeat voters, so it's not going to be like a 2-day long thing. It's going to be like from 1 to 4, you get in the fucking voting booth, and that's it.
Right.
Soldiers are going to guard and count the votes after they're taken. So again, that seems like that's going to be Daharan soldiers are going to count the vote.
Right, which is weird. I would think that Anderith would want themselves, like, I want to secure this for us, too. It's not about Dahara taking a vote here. It's about Anderith voting.
Yeah.
We will also be watching the process.
We will
right?
double check your counts or
Not
something.
that I want the fucking bad guys to win, but
No, I
like
know.
fair is fair.
I know.
And that means there's a negotiation and both sides give and take.
Yeah. But then Richard does say, hey, we want Anders and Hakens to vote. So you're not just going to have the Anders vote. And surprisingly, Chanboor is fine with that too.
He's cool with it.
Seems like he was planning on that from the start, because he smiles and is like, yeah, absolutely. That was the plan all along. We're good with that. I didn't mention that when he brought up the vote earlier, his team were very surprised. Nobody knew that that Chanboor was going to be bringing this idea to the table. This was a fully Bertrand Chanboor decision, which is interesting.
It is interesting. I feel like Dalton Campbell is the one pulling most of the strings right now. Chanboor is just kind of enjoying the perks of being in charge, but him calling a vote kind of makes it like, well, it's out of my hands. Nothing I can do, right? Which is what he's telling to Richard, but this way he's also kind of absolved of making that choice.
Yes.
No matter what, he can just say, well, that's what they voted for.
Yes. Exactly. It's interesting because up until this point in the book, we know that Dalt has been the one with the spider web. Bert seems to be the party guy who likes to be the face, but he obviously has a little bit more political knowledge to him than that, because he's the one that came up and he was like, we're going to have everybody vote about it, and is soups happy about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the end of the chapter.
Ugh. That was kind of, that was an intense one.
Yeah.
Right? That's a very political heavy kind of what's right, what's wrong. It does bring into question how to do a voting system, right? What is actually fair? How could, especially in this time, right? We know that modern times we have modern technology that is very, very accurate and works well.
And people still argue about it.
And people still argue wrongly that it's wrong. But like back here, you just have soldiers with swords and people and paper.
Yeah.
And how do you make that work fairly to make sure that everybody gets a say and that it's counted fairly? Like, that's the other thing. With only Daharan soldiers watching this thing go down, like, who's counting it then? Do you, like,
the Daharan soldiers
count them all and then give the box to the Anders and, like, here, check that out, or the Anderith people, and then, you know, you count it for yourself, and then we'll compare counts? Like, the Daharan soldiers are going to go, oh, there was no votes for you. Sorry, here's the box that we've already burned all the other. Like, no, absolutely not.
And we know, as a reader, that Richard and Kahlan wouldn't do that, right? They want it to be a fair vote. But the people of Anderith don't know that.
Right, and the way it looks bad, like nefarious.
Yeah. But we'll see how it goes.
I do want to add that I thought it was interesting they used X's and O's. Richard puts he kind of puts the terms of the symbols they're going to use, and the Midlands and Dahara are an O.
Circle.
It's like a hug. And then it's like, but you vote X for the order, even though the order starts with an O, so O would be better for them.
Well, we will find out the truth of that next chapter.
Oh, good.
And we would love to hear all of your truths. So
Hell yeah.
Write to us in your journey book to podcastatt@gmail.com or find us on any of our social media.
Glug, 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 glug.
If you would like to support this podcast and hear some more exclusive content, find us over on patreon.com/podcastatt, where every tier is a happy tier. Thank you all for listening. That's all for us, friends.
We'll see you real soon.
Bye-bye.